Walmart has announced that they will be giving raises to their low-level hourly workers this year and continuing into the next year, at least. Walmart CEO Doug McMillon wrote that the company decided to give employees raises to $9 an hour this year. Wow.
How generous.
And $10 an hour next year. Wow.
Huh.
Wow. Because of corporate conscience, says Gawker. Being very obviously sarcastic. This is Hamilton, Nolan, and Gawker. But now this is directly quoted from the Walmart CEO. We're always trying to do the right thing and build a stronger business, says Walmart CEO Doug McMillon. We frequently get it right, but sometimes we don't. And when we don't, we adjust. We take a step back, and it's clear to me that one of our highest priorities must be to invest more in our people this year. Now, Hamilton, Nolan, and Gawker wrote this great piece about how, they're feeling pressure. And it's true. This is not an example of, good for them. They've realized their wrongs or they want to make things better for their workers. No, this is not that at all. This is an organization that actively tries to keep their workers in poverty.
That's correct.
They are hardcore in trying to stop any notion that their workers even think about forming or joining some sort of workers' union. This is the same organization whose workers cost U.S. taxpayers $6.2 billion in public assistance. This includes food stamps, Medicaid, and subsidized housing because they pay them so little. And to give you an even further example of how much the Waltons, the family that owns the majority stake in Walmart, care about the people. The Walton Family Foundation is their nonprofit organization that gives to charities. It has around $2 billion in assets. To give you an example, Bill Gates, whose worth is $93 billion. I'm sorry, his worth is $59 billion compared to the entire Walton family, who is $93 billion. So as a whole, the family is worth more than Bill Gates.
Hard work.
Gates endowed to his foundation more than $33 billion, which is 57% of his wealth. That Walton family, $2 billion, just 2.4% of that family's wealth. To go even further, Bill Gates and Warren Buffett give 36.2% and 26.9% of their respective wealth to charitable causes. The Walton family gives 0.04% of their fortune to charitable causes. And I'd like to add that one of the major charities they give to is the museum owned by one of the Walton family
yes, which is in like the middle of Arkansas. It's like in some small, and supposedly it's amazing museum, and it has nothing to do with anything.
Hey, everyone has a hobby, Some people
Everybody
go to the
has a
movies. Some people, they knit, they play sports.
She did that on top of putting 50% of her income into real
other
things.
People just put tens of $millions into a museum in the middle of nowhere that they own. I mean, they're one of us, people. They know how hard it is. So they want to be kind to the little people and give them a $9 an hour raise this year, maybe a $10 an hour raise next year. No, that's not what's going on. What's going on is that the protests and the movements to raise the wages in this country, specifically, there's been protests against Walmart. There are organizations specifically dedicated to picketing and fighting and working to make Walmart realize this is not going to stand. And along with that, the growth of the knowledge of what's going on with income inequality in this country. This is a huge issue now. And what you're seeing is the Walton family and the CEO of Walmart and all the other Walmart executives realizing that if they don't try to nip this in the bud, at least little by little, give a little concession here, $9, let's give that $9 an hour concession now. And, you know, maybe we won't get torn to shreds and lose our business completely when when it really comes to roost, you know, because that's what's going to end up happening.
It's all PR.
They really are, you know, it's for the business. Let's not kid ourselves here.
And let's put heat on other places so they feel compelled to do the same thing.